You know that feeling when you clean the toilet, put the brush back in its little holder, and immediately wish you could just throw the whole thing away? That brush is basically a bacteria hotel at this point, and I finally did something about it. For years, that brush sat in its little cup right next to my toilet, dripping wet, never really drying out between uses. When I finally looked closely one day, the bristles were coated in a cloudy film, and the water in the holder had gone a shade of gray. I did not want to think about. Every time I scrubbed and dropped it back into that sealed, damp container, I was letting germs multiply in the dark. And it was not just the brush. I kept assuming more elbow grease was the answer, so I scrubbed harder and more often. But that just meant grinding the same bacteria around the bowl with bristles that never fully dried out. Hard water in my area left these stubborn mineral rings around the water line that never fully went away, no matter how hard I scrubbed. I remember one weekend, right before my in-laws came over, I spent almost an hour on my knees scrubbing that ring. My lower back felt like it had aged 10 years, and the stain was still faintly visible when they arrived. I tried switching cleaners, going through 3 or 4 different bottles, hoping one formula would finally cut through the mineral buildup. But nothing actually worked. Here's the part nobody told me. The standard brush is basically designed to fail. It cannot dry properly in a closed container, and it cannot fully reach under the rim, which is exactly where the worst buildup starts. So I switched to something disposable, where the part that touches the bowl gets thrown away right after use. One thing worth knowing: if you ever shop for something like this, a short handle forces you to lean way down and get too close to the bowl. And that is exactly how people end up with a sore back after what should be a quick job. A longer handle lets you stand up straight and still reach every angle. The cleaning head itself is also shaped differently, more angular instead of round, built specifically to get up and under the rim, which is exactly the spot regular brushes tend to skip. I pressed the cleaning head into the water, scrubbed along the rim, and let it sit 10 minutes instead of scrubbing by hand. The ring that had been there for months was just gone. It took less effort than a single one of my old scrubbing sessions, and I did not even have to get on my knees to do it. No rinsing a brush, no storing anything wet. I pressed a button, and it dropped straight into the trash. If you have ever felt like you were losing the battle with hard water stains, drop a comment below with just the word "gone." One thing I would add: give the bowl a quick once over every few days instead of waiting for the ring to fully set, since mineral buildup is so much easier to remove when it has only been sitting for a day or two. By the way, I left a link to the exact wand system I switched to down in the description, in case you want to check it out. If this saved you from scrubbing on your knees even once, hitting like actually helps me keep making videos like this. And if you want more fixes like this one, subscribing means you will not miss the next one.